day. From Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led by their second-year quarterback from Washington, the former Husky. It's Jacob Eason.
A bit of a winding road to the NFL for Jacob Eason, included being only the 5th true freshman starter in Georgia Bulldogs history before finishing at the University of Washington. Plenty of potential with 6'6" height and a big arm to air it out well downfield. Has to show he can take some steps forward, going from reading college defenses and taking on the speed of the NFL and rise to the challenges that those defenses present.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. And, Charles, we get a look here at the key inactives, and I tell you what, a big list for being this early in the season.
If there's any silver lining at all, you're hoping you can get these guys back, and now you'll play well down the stretch with them. But what you're also hoping is that the guys who have to play for them, the next man up mentality kicks in, and those guys take care of business.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Throwing is Eason. Flush to his right. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. The Colts getting ready to take over for the first time, and you're going to look at their 6-year quarterback in his first season wearing the horseshoe. It's Carson Wentz.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you've really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try to create some space. Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
On 1st down, Wentz. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Wentz going to give this to Taylor. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. To throw is Wentz. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
It's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Now it's Lockett. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Eason off the play fake. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. On the move to his left. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
That's where we are. But normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
And Gerald Everett makes a good catch there for a 1st down, and he was signed away from the Seattle Seahawks division rivals, the Rams, after 4 years in L.A. backing up Tyler Higbee. He's excited about his opportunity in the Pacific Northwest. Last year, 41 catches, a career high.
Touchdown! Demetrius Harris, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. 2nd drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. He's got Jack Doyle. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. And Charles, let's get a look at the draft class for this offense. Remember, no first-round picks this year. They traded it away. How much of a detriment is that?
Well, what they're hoping is the reason they traded away that first-round pick, that player won't be a detriment. He'll be an improvement for their team. And now as you get into the later rounds, in the middle rounds of this draft, that's when your scouting comes to the front. You have to hit on those selections.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
First and 10, Taylor now. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The 3rd running back taken in the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards, third most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there, because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley Cox. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
They go back to Gordon here on 1st down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. 2nd and 10. Through again, and he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Kari Willis there to bring him down. 2nd and 5. They give it to Peterson. Trucks over him. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop a shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he?
For him, no run is ever truly over. I mean, he's actually not even convinced that when they blow the whistle, he's actually down. That's how he finishes runs in a big way.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And off comes to Peterson. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively, they rally quickly after the broken tackle. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Play action. It's Eason. Rolling to his right. He hits his target. Lockett. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett. 32 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw here pulled in by Hilton. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Wentz now to throw. He goes right back the way of Hilton. And he is going to have a Colts first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a give to Taylor. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They get a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Wentz. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now Wentz. And we'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
On first down, Taylor. Even with it busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain, but I wouldn't abandon the run totally.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Dontari Poe marches in for the sack. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
And now after the sack, Wentz and the Colts, they're left looking at a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And he hits the upright, but it carries in anyway. But plenty of distance there as he banks it in. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So put 3 on the board. A little bit of a hook on the driver that time. Looked a little bit like you, Charles, over on the 8th at Windermere.
You know me too well, partner, except that he got his to hit a tree and kick back into the fairway.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here now, a look at Melvin Gordon. He's only had a couple of carries. I mean, when you've got a horse like this, second quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect him. He's got to touch it, and often, in order to get maximum out of him. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you see the damage as the game goes on.
Yeah, let's see. They're going to try to get him into the flow, we would assume, here.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
They go play action with Eason. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sack back at the 29. In on the sack, the former Buckeye, Tyquan Lewis.
Well, that's what they have to do more defensively, not just getting sacks, but have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Gordon. And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd and 5 now. Eason sliding out of the pocket. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Seahawks are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening? Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Myers connects on the PAT, and the route is on here in this first half. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. Here's Carson Wentz now with the rest of his offensive unit heading onto the field. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. He'll get this one to Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On 3rd, here's an option play right. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. And he's made it easy for us to put together a highlight package. Just wondering what he ate before this one started.
Let's include that in the package, right? Get the gourmet out here, figure it all out, and you're guaranteed he'll do that going forward as well, because with a game like this, you don't want to change things too much. Oh, yeah, you also want to continue to get that great blocking he's received today, too.
Yeah, kudos to the guys up front indeed. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Eason escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun is Eason. Flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on third down. So they decline it as that will bring up fourth.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it fourth down.
And here's Rodgers on the return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And the Colts about to go on offense one final time in this first half. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go. Throwing on first is Wentz. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. Wentz now on first down. Middle of the field to the tight end, Doyle. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing again on second down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Now after the sack, Wentz and the Colts, they're left looking at a 3rd and long. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Under pressure, they got him again. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Dontari Poe in on the stop.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Throwing now is Wentz. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Time to see Jacob Eason and company go back to work. And a trio of touchdown passes so far. They've got the lead as well. All is good in their football world at this point.
And it's so much fun for our colleagues, right? Think about our producer, our director, everyone putting together these shots. Wouldn't you love to be in the truck right now and hear him calling for it? Give me that one, give me that one, give me that one. And we just saw 3 beautiful touchdown passes.
Now he's looking for 4. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 84 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
1st down, here's a run with Peterson. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, Peterson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Peterson. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Adrian Peterson taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Indy set to go on offense once more. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. The toss here completed to Pittman. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now Wentz on the bootleg. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
It was Frank Clark that time who got in there to bring him down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
Shedding the tackle. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense.
And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me.
Adrian Peterson.
Have some of this.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Adrian Peterson. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there. But they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last two possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll run on first down. Taylor. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now Wentz. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the handoff, Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 39, Wentz, complete to Hilton. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 29-yard line.
10th season now in the NFL for T.Y. Hilton, all of them with the Colts, and he went over the 600-catch mark last year for his career. He continues to be a reliable target downfield for Colts' new quarterback, Carson Wentz.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Wentz. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped.
That one's on Quentin Nelson, the all-pro guard.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Wentz going to throw. He'll buy some, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. 5 yards remain on second down.
Throwing is Wentz. That's into the hands of Pascal. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Wentz now on first down. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Steps away to his left. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Wentz's throw complete here to Doyle.
Carson Wentz had Zach Ertz and later Dallas Goedert during his time in Philadelphia as excellent tight ends. But I think he'll grow to like Jack Doyle as well with the Colts. That connection there gives him a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. They'll roll him out right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Out of his hands quickly to Pittman.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 19. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
To throw, it's Wentz. eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. They'll run with Taylor. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Frank Clark able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. On the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the 4th quarter.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon.
119 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run, getting through 1 tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now the handoff comes to Gordon.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
On 1st down, Peterson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
That last run, pretty monumental, Charles. He just toppled 15,000 career rushing yards.
And that just leads me to a question, and even before that, a tip of the cap. How about that accomplishment? But just think in your life, what have you done positively 15,000 times, right?
I haven't driven 15,000 yards, let alone ran for 15,000 yards.
That is phenomenal. Congratulations.
They'll run with Peterson. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Peterson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that is what you call lowering the boom down near the goal line. He was going to force his way in no matter what.
They always talk about low man wins when it comes to the offensive line, having the leverage to move the defenders. It's strong man wins when it comes to tackling in the red zone. And if you happen to be the low man and the strong man, that's a huge win.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And they take a knee. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive victory here in the season opener. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee